Hello everybody, happy 2019. January 1st is that special day where we look at the good and the bad of last year and tell ourselves we can do better this year. New year, new beginnings, new opportunities, new policies, and a new Malaysia. Then, this happened. While the rest of the country moves forward, members of Bersatu who seemingly fought tooth and nail for reformasi have instead regressed and taken a step back onto the way of the cronies. Right before the New Year celebrations, Bersatu's Vice President Abdul Rashid Abdul Rahman, in his winding up speech, said that Bersatu members must defend their political gains in the next general election by hook or by crook, by awarding government contracts to their own. Come on! Those words are essentially a blatant, open endorsement for corruption and cronyism. Abdul Rashid is not only a prominent figure in his party, he is, in fact, also the head of the Electoral Reform Committee. When a man like that is in charge of reforming one of the most important systems in Malaysia, it puts our democracy directly under threat. Besides that, a minister had also admitted that Abdul Rashid is inherently unqualified for the task of electoral reformations, describing him as terrible and knowing very little about his job. So, how did such an inept vocal supporter of cronyism stumble into this all-important position? Well, he was actually appointed into office by none other than Prime Minister and Bersatu's chairman, Dr. Mahathir, the father of cronyism. An apple doesn't fall far from the tree after all. Some of you might want to argue that it is just one guy who thinks that way, that we shouldn't judge the rest by the words of one, and how every flock has its own black sheep. That could have been true, except Abdul Rashid's speech of advocacy for political patronage was met with a standing ovation from the Bersatu's delegates. When their youth chief, Syed Saddiq, spoke up against his fellow members' rent-seeking attitude, kudos to him, by the way, for speaking up for what is right. His ouster was discussed by division chiefs of Bersatu. One vowed to mobilize members nationwide to reject Syed Saddiq, while another threatened to slap the youth chief. Bandar Tun Razak Bersatu chief Muhammad Shahni Ismail even had the audacity to claim that since Bersatu is a hardcore Malay party, there is no need to apologize for defending their community. Firstly, I thought Bersatu is supposed to be a party for all Bumi Putras. I honestly did not realize that Bersatu is now hardcore Malay and discards the rest of the indigenous people. Secondly, when has political patronage actually benefited the Malays outside of your immediate circle of cronies? Would you agree if we say that Bersatu is now clearly rotted down to its core, to its very divisional levels, and unless swift actions are taken to reprimand such individuals, our country is quickly heading to another disaster? Comment your answers down below, and remember, the way forward is the way of checks and balances. We will see you next time.